The month of September has absolutely flown by, but it's time to do one of my favorite videos, which is of course my monthly fragrance favorites. These are the top 8 fragrances I could not put down during the month of September. 8 wonderful perfumes that have truly stolen my heart this month. And I also am going to be sharing with you some of the layering combinations I've enjoyed also. So if you're interested, definitely do keep on watching. But if this is your first time on this channel, hello, my name is Anya. I love fragrances. I talk about them here every single weekday, Monday through Friday. I also publish additional content on TikTok and Instagram under the username ANECHKAFRAGRANCES. And if you're interested in fragrance and beauty history, I have a podcast. It's called The Fragrance Report, and I launch a new episode every Wednesday on Spotify and on YouTube, where we talk about this very topic. And in addition to that, if you're trying to be a little bit more judicious when it comes to your fragrance spending, if you're trying to keep better track of what's in your collection, I'd recommend you download my fragrance collection login expense tracker. It's available in my Stan store. So, as I said, we have a lot to get through. This next perfume is, dare I say, a bit controversial because so many of us have very opposite interactions with this perfume. Some of us really like it, some others don't. Now, this happens to be one of my favorite fragrances. I've spoken about it before, and a lot of you guys have shared that sometimes you like it, sometimes you don't like it. So I feel like this is one of those fragrances that unfortunately is quite polarizing, but it's polarizing and also very unique at the same time. It is a fragrance with a kind of like sour, interesting nuance. So let me actually get into the notes before I talk much else. This fragrance has a wine accord as well. So we have red wine, rose, and violet at the top, a mid of red wine, cherry, fruity notes, and raspberry, and then a base of woody notes, oak, and sandalwood. To me, this smells like a sparkling dessert wine. It's very bright, very bright and juicy, but there is a slight, I don't know if I can say sourness or bitterness that you would find in like your typical kind of like red wine. Like when you have like those those nuances that you have in a wine that also translates to this perfume as well. So because of that, I feel like this fragrance might not be everyone's choice, but I for one really, really love it because it has a very distinct scent that I just find magnetic. So this is one that I absolutely have been gravitating towards. This is going to be like one of my ultimate fall fragrances. It, to me, is one of my favorite fragrances, and that's why my dent is quite considerable. So this is Bloody Wood by Liquide Imaginaire. Then I have another fragrance that is literally such a love for me, and this also kind of matches my outfit a little bit. This is Deja Le Printemps by Idole Nectar. I bought this when I was in Paris, and I think I've just like talked about this perfume ever since I bought this. This is truly one of my favorite scents that I have in my collection, point blank period. It is so unique, but also very, very pleasing, and I think a lot of people, including myself, really enjoy this. And I've had some positive feedback from people around me when I've worn this fragrance as well, and it happens to be, I think, a really great transitional fragrance between like summer and fall because it has a lot of tea. So this is a green fresh fragrance with top notes of mint, chamomile, and orange blossom, a mid of grass, fig leaf, clover, galbanum, and lily of the valley, and then a base of vetiver, cedar, moss, and musk. This perfume has like a distinct chamomile scent to it. It's definitely like, you can definitely smell the tea, but it has like this brightness coming from the mint, which I really, really love, and it's just a comforting fragrance. This is the kind of fragrance I would expect a character in the Peter Rabbit books to be wearing. Like, this is that kind of coziness, that kind of slight like nostalgia, the kind that you'd get in Gucci Memoir, but like in a completely different scent. I think chamomile actually tends to do that to people, I think, because chamomile happens to be like one of those notes that's just like so nostalgic for a lot of people, and I'm definitely one of those people. Let me check the dent on this. Like, there's a baby dent forming, but this is an absolutely gorgeous perfume. I love it. I love the look of it. I definitely do want to buy more of the Idole Nectar fragrances when I'm back in Paris and when I get a chance to revisit the store, because they have a really beautiful storefront that I definitely recommend you guys check out. And what's nice is that their store does not not yet anyway, but they don't really get a lot of lines. So like if you are going to like those like TikTok famous stores like in Paris, you are going to basically be standing in a line outside sometimes. But this store, it's like very like small. They have a beautiful set of fragrances there, and they just have like other products as well. Soaps, incense, Definitely a great place to go if you're looking for a gift or even something for yourself as well. And their service is absolutely amazing. So definitely check out the Rose Le Grand store, but you can also buy the scent at Lucky Scent as well. Then we have another fragrance that I've been using as my layering companion with so many other perfumes. This is Banana Republic's Dark Cherry and Amber. I wear this when I want to feel bright, juicy, girly. This is a fun, playful take on a cherry fragrance with a lot of freesia and cherry blossom as well as amber and praline. I adore this perfume, but here's the thing. I don't often wear it on its own. I will usually wear it paired with other fragrances because on its own, for me, it smells a bit young. And that's just how, I think it's more of like a mental thing for myself because I wore this perfume a lot like a few years ago when I was like in college and I was wearing like bright, juicy, like fruity scents like this. Now I like to wear something that's like a little bit more nuance. Like I don't want to wear something that's as sweet as this like on its own, but I like to pair this with other scents as well. So this has been a happy companion with several of my fragrances, one of which I will be showing you in just a moment. But yeah, Banana Republic's Dark Cherry and Amber, this is fantastic. If you can get your bottle at Burlington or like TJ Maxx, definitely recommend you get it from there because there it's priced at like $20. Online it's a little bit more expensive, like $30 to $40, but either way, it's a really great cherry scent, and you guys know I don't say that lightly because a lot of times I'm a cherry hater, but in this case I'm not. So next up I have Pure Poison by J.U.S. This is getting dangerously low. Like I need to get another bottle of this ASAP, but this is one of my absolute favorite fragrances of all time. This was released in 2004, but it still is, I would say, like one of the most interesting, like modern smelling white florals I have smelled. Like it is so deliciously good. So this basically has top notes of jasmine, orange, bergamot, and Sicilian mandarin, a mid of gardenia and orange blossom, and then base of sandalwood, white amber, cedar, and white musk. This is one of my favorite iterations of the white floral note in a designer fragrance, point blank period. It is so iconic and so delicious. I have said this before and I'll say it again. This is like one of my favorite ultimate like go-to date night fragrances. If you're trying to wear date night perfume and you want to smell womanly and you want to smell feminine, you don't want to smell like too girlish, but you don't want to smell too mature. This is, in my opinion, for like the way I carry myself, my aesthetic, one of my absolute favorite scents. And every single person that I've asked about this fragrance has a positive thing to say about this. So not saying that you should wear fragrances purely for other people's opinions, but it does help when a fragrance elicits like more positive feedback to take note of that, you know, so that I can communicate it to you guys. But Pure Poison by Dior, one of my absolute favorite Dior fragrances that I've smelled of all time. It is absolutely phenomenal. So good. Yeah, this is an amazing fragrance and I love to wear this. It's just such a happy fragrance for me. Next, I have a scent that's a little bit more controversial and I found this out the hard way. This is Silver Saffron by Une Nuit Nomade. I personally love it. This remains one of my favorite scents. Let me see, what dent have I made here? I have made a dent up to here. So I've gone through like about a quarter-ish, maybe like close to a third of this fragrance, and this is strong, I must say. This is for those of you who really want to stand out. It's for those of you who are unapologetic about your fragrance because this is quite the potent perfume. We have notes of saffron, raspberry, myrrh, papyrus, and iris. For me personally, I consider this to be like a leathery, raspberry kind of scent. It's a very distinctive perfume and I personally love it. I've received feedback from other people that it might not be their favorite, but you have to like animalic, darker, ambery fragrances to appreciate this. If you don't like those kinds of fragrances, and I happen to have a few of those people in my life, if you don't like to have those kinds of like darker, intense fragrances, then this is not going to be for you. But if you're like me, and you're a little bit dramatic when it comes to your scent application, then this is going to be the fragrance. It is so delicious, and I absolutely love layering it with Banana Republic's Dark Cherry and Amber. In fact, I filmed a video earlier this month talking about some of my favorite layering combinations, and Silver Saffron was one of the most prominent features in that video because Silver Saffron goes with so many fragrances, and with Dark Cherry and Amber specifically, like these notes play so well together. Like silver saffron adds like a bit of darkness, like more depth, and then dark cherry and amber adds a brightness. These smell delicious. And let me show you another fragrance that's also been one of my favorite fragrances to layer with, which happens to be a designer. This is Idole Nectar by Lancome. When designers do a fragrance that I like, I end up becoming obsessed with that designer scent, and this is no exception. Like, look at how big that dent is. This is a stunning caramel, popcorn, vanilla kind of fragrance with that signature Idole rose. So I love pairing it with silver saffron. I think that these fragrances work so well together. I also love pairing it with dark cherry and amber. These are two fantastic scents to wear together. But also Idole Nectar has like this very specific rose, and another fragrance that I love that has a rose note in it is Jardin de Misfai by Une Nuit Nomade. You can see that Une Nuit Nomade is getting a lot of attention with this video. They have some amazing fragrances. I love this brand. But Jardin de Misfai has a really compelling rose note. It has rose, I believe saffron, dates, and like the general aesthetic of this fragrance is kind of like sweet but also spicy. And like when you compare it to Idole Nectar, so good. So good. Two very distinctive roses. So Idole Nectar has that distinct Idole rose. If you smell the Idole fragrance, you know what I'm talking about. And then Jardin de Misfai has another version of that rose. But when you combine these together, the Jardin de Misfai fragrance brings out some more spiciness from the Idole fragrance, and together it's just magnetic. Like, this is so delicious. Again, check out that layering video that I did if you want to see some more tips on like layering combinations. I think I did like 8 different layering combinations in that video that I really love, so definitely check it out if you haven't already. I also want to share a fragrance that at this point is becoming a bit of a cliche, because I tend to go back and back for this fragrance constantly. I think I've mentioned it in every single favorites video in the last few months. I'm pretty sure, and even if I haven't, I've still been using it. I'm just trying not to repeat myself too much. But this is, wow, it got so dark. This is a Grow by the Sea by the brand Arquise. I love this fragrance with a burning, fiery passion. I adore this perfume. This is like my, if I had to pick a signature scent, okay, this would be that fragrance. Not because I think it's like my, like, number one fragrance in my entire collection, but because of the versatility. Like, if I had to choose a number one fragrance, like, come on, that's not gonna happen. Like, I wouldn't be able to choose a number one fragrance in my collection because, first of all, why do you want to torture me like that? Second of all, I have way too many fragrances that I love. But if I had to choose one purely based off of how much I love it and versatility, this would be that fragrance for me, because I don't think I've encountered one person that dislikes this perfume. And also because this has some herbal notes like rosemary, thyme, because it has like an olive accord, because it has some saltiness, I believe some figs, some woodiness. This fragrance is very calming and soothing, but the way it's executed makes it also one of the fragrances that has a gorgeous sillage too. Like, this fragrance has like so many different like nuances to it that make it extra special. Like, I love this perfume. I adore it so much. Look at my dent. I love this fragrance. Like, this is so good. This is so good. This is a Grow by the Sea by Arquise. I will definitely be buying myself another bottle of this. 100%. But anyway, that's it for this video. Let me know, what do you think of these fragrances? Have you tried them before? What are your favorite fragrances for the month of September? I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I cannot believe October is just about here. When I'm going to be posting this, like, October will be like the next day, pretty much, I think. Yeah, like, it's been a very fast month. This month I'm actually going to Dubai, so that's really exciting. So I'll be able to show you guys some new things when I discover some new fragrances in Dubai. So that's going to be really fun. But yeah, lots to come. Let me know what have your favorites been. I'm curious to hear your thoughts. And as always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!